Are women missing from the alien disclosure movement that's happening right now? I'm a medium, an interdimensional channel to the Galactic Federation, and I'm going to tell you how feminine energy is actually going to hold the keys to unlocking deeper truths than just this masculine approach that has been eliminating women to the conversation about aliens and UAPs. Historically, male have dominated in science and tech. So when we think about alien disclosure and UAP discussions, it often intersects with fields like astrophysics, engineering, military intelligence, which have all been historically male dominated. And then this is where it gets even more interesting, is that UFO and alien disclosure communities are sometimes associated with conspiracy theorists, of course. It's a space where men have traditionally been more vocal and visible. These discussions often appeal to masculine coded ideas of exploration, dominance, and then control over hidden knowledge. So when we think about the masculine's dominance over, let's say, exploration, resources, and hidden knowledge, and that we can look through the lens of historical, cultural, and social paradigms, we can go back to actually the age of exploration, 15th to the 17th century, where we think of like dynamics such as Columbus, who ventured into uncharted territories to claim them, often disregarding the people, cultures, and ecosystems that already existed there. So that mindset mirrors this current UAP and extraterrestrial phenomenon and how it's being approached and understood today. It's seen as a puzzle to conquer, to solve, and ultimately to control. Because if you've been watching a lot of the UAP disclosure, it's all about this hidden war to retrieve NHI, non-human intelligence, non-human operated spacecrafts, and that there is a secret battle to retrieve these vessels to maintain dominance over the control of the asset, which I find is really interesting. We can also talk about the rise of science and the suppression of mysticism, which mysticism dates back to oracles, which were women that would use their intuition to help guide. So as the scientific revolution continued to unfold, knowledge became increasingly male dominant. Now we can see this very clearly in the healthcare system, because the science of helping women take care of our bodies was actually based on men, and how all of the clinicals and all of the data from the origins of medicine started with how to heal men, and women were just considered small versions of men. In fact, there's a really brilliant sports medicine or sports nutritionist at Stanford who has been sharing that women have a very different body. We understand that we have different hormones from puberty to when we actually conceive, fertility, pregnancy, perimenopause, menopause. Women were amazing. And I'm wanting to inject that into this UAP discourse, because intuition seems to be something that's missing, and I'm going to be somebody that's going to bridge the gap. So as the scientific revolution raged on, there was an emphasis on rationality, empiricalism, like data collecting, numbers, and definitely control over nature, ancient wisdom, mysticism, and feminine coded practices like healing, spiritual connection were often dismissed, and still are, as unscientific, and are actively historically suppressed entirely. So think about the persecution of witches in Europe and in America in those early colonialist days. Most of those witches were herbists, people that would use natural mixtures of herbs in order to help heal people of their conditions. So there is this historic way of viewing that the masculine has often had the need for power and control. And I feel that it is time for more feminine energy to be part of this discussion, particularly if we're talking about alien disclosure, because what we offer is incredible. In fact, I really love the movie Arrival, which has Amy Adams in it, because it is a feminine that is able to break the code and using intuition is able to avoid nuclear war, which is what the masculine energy was focused on, dominating the arrival of UFOs and UAPs. So while traits like collaboration, empathy, and intuition have traditionally been dismissed by masculine energy, I want to say that the devaluation of feminine energy, such as a disconnect between technology advancements and the ethical or spiritual implications, need to be considered. I believe instead of just a pure focus on exploitation of resources or which are like alien crafts, instead of exploitation of alien intelligence just in general, what about coexistence? What about finding ways to connect and to receive mutual benefit with a connection to a new species? Now, I want you to understand, I connect to the Galactic Federation through deep channeling. And when I get into that deep channel, I can connect to the Palladians, the Arcturians. There's Series B, the Blu-ray Avians. There's so many different groups, and each one has a beautiful way of helping to integrate energy into my physical body to help me heal, as well as the clients that I work with, which is completely phenomenal. So instead of that fear narrative that aliens are coming here to conquer us, what if they're actually coming here to help us vibrationally ascend so that we can make a better contribution, not just to the world that we live in and nature, but so that we don't cause a perilous incident to happen? Because let's say there are nuclear explosions. The way that I've understood it through channeling is that it actually causes an impact on the other dimensions that are connected to our dimensional world of Earth. So let me just say that feminine energy can balance this current narrative of UAP, alien disclosure. We can actually learn to embrace UAPs without the need to immediately conquest the technology or the species. We could foster open, inclusive discussions that prioritize collaboration over competition. We could also view UAPs not as threats, but as a catalyst for spiritual and cosmic awakening. So thank you for letting me look at my notes as I shared this with you, because I had a lot that I wanted to share, that there should not be this perpetuation of secrecy and control over alien connections. And I want you to understand that you can connect to these different dimensional beings on your own where you are right now. So if you're interested in wanting to understand how to connect to different dimensions, I suggest that you follow here. And then, hello ladies, feminine energy, wherever you are. Have you been wondering about this, or am I the only one who's had these thoughts? Let me know in the comment, and let's talk about how we can make this world, this dimension, and all the dimensions that are connected a better place to live by tapping into our intuition and learning more about coexistence. If you're interested in learning more about how to be in alignment with your soul purpose, to understand how past lives impact the current life, how to connect to interdimensional beings to help you heal mind, body, and soul so that you can ascend and support the collective, check out my quantum soul mapping. I am taking a very limited amount of clients, so I also have my Quantum Collective, which is a place where it is completely free for us to speak whatever we want to share without being censored. If you want to check it out, that link is in my bio, or go to CamelaHurley.com. Thanks for listening. I'll see you in my next video.